everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video we have a project pan update. If you are new here, my name is Natalie. I post 2 to 3 videos a week all about makeup and beauty. If you like what you see here today, I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave, but why don't we get started? So like I say, today's video is a project pan update. This is, I think, my third project pan video of the year. I did do my introduction back in January, and then the last update video was back in May, so it's been around 3.5–4 months since my last update. I do have 10 products in my project pan for this year. All of these products except one, I believe, are from the beginning of the year. I did finish up a product in my last update in May, so I did replace that with another product. So I do think that product is the only one that hasn't been in the project since the beginning. So I will run through all 10 items and show you my progress. Before sitting down to film, I did do some close-up shots of the update because you won't necessarily be able to see it very clearly when I'm holding the product up. The only slight issue with that is a couple of these products I have actually applied on my face since filming those close-ups. But I can't imagine I've used up too much more product since those close-ups, so it should still be pretty accurate. So I think the product I will start with first is the one that I have brought in most recently. So this product has only been in the project since May, and this is a lip oil from e.l.f. This one is in the shade Berry Kiss. So even though this has only been in here since May, I do feel like I've made a decent amount of progress in this one. Obviously, again, you'll be able to see from the close-up how much, but it has actually moved down quite a bit. I didn't think I'd used it that much, to be honest, but I'm quite impressed by that. I'm not hopeful that I'm going to get this one finished by the end of the year, but I should make a decent go of it. I'm actually thinking that in my next update at the end of the year, or my final update should I say, I will have used a little bit more because of the shade of this product. It is one that I reach for more in the autumn and winter months, with it being kind of berry shaded. So perhaps I will use up a little bit more than I have since the last update, but I'm pretty impressed with my progress so far with this one. Next we have this primer water from Smashbox. This one does only appear to have 2 lines marked on the side, but I'm pretty sure this one has been in the project since January. I'm perhaps thinking that I didn't make any progress in my last update, which is why there's only 2 lines, because the bottom one is the one I only drew on this morning. So I maybe didn't make as much progress in the first update as I thought I would. But to be honest, this is a product that I do like reaching for more in the summer months because it is a nice refreshing spray. So I'm not surprised by the amount of progress that I have made since May. Although perhaps thinking about it, because I've used it a lot, it maybe should have been a little bit more, but it just means I need to make an effort to reach for it even more. The problem is, without absolutely drowning my face, you don't need that much of the product to apply to your whole face, so it probably is going to take a while, and I don't even think I'm going to get halfway through this by the end of the year. I can suddenly feel my eye starting to water, which isn't good because I have liquid liner on for the first time in forever. I was feeling quite adventurous with my eye look today. I've gone for quite a bright colour. This is the Colourpop and Barbie palette, but I felt like because it was such a bright dramatic colour, I needed to pull in some liquid liner, and I haven't applied liquid liner for months, so I was slightly rusty and it got thicker and thicker and thicker. So definitely not my best work, and of course, as usual, I do have to film a couple of videos tonight, so apologies, you have to put up with the kind of janky eyeliner for a couple of videos. And speaking of eyeshadow, the next thing I will talk about is this eyeshadow palette. This is from Colourpop and is the You Had Me at Hello palette, and it is just one shade in here that I am trying to pan, which is this shade here, which I always forget the name of. It's called Winning Ticket. It does have a pretty healthy dip in it, and I have reached for this one a lot since the last update, but I don't know if you'll be able to tell from the close-ups, but it doesn't look like it's gone down at all since May. And I have kind of been aiming at the same spot in the shadow to try and make it go down, but it's just not working. Because I feel like I did make a bit of progress between January and May, I was quite hopeful that I would perhaps see panning this eyeshadow by the end of the year. But the progress from May to September has kind of dashed all hopes of that, and I just don't think it's going to happen. But it will still be nice to see how far I can actually get. Considering I do have such a large eyeshadow palette collection, I'm not surprised I haven't hit pan in a single eyeshadow in that collection, but we'll see how far I get with this one by the end of the year. Next we have a bronzer, and this is from Benefit. This is the Hoola bronzer. There's obviously just a little mini. This was featured in a video a while ago of products that I purchased in 2017. I hadn't realised that I'd had this in my collection for that long. Considering it is a mini, and it is a product that I do reach for quite frequently. I can't understand how on earth I haven't hit pan on this bronzer, how also you can still see the word Hoola so clearly. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's as if it's like the regenerating bronzer or something, I don't know. From the looks of the close-ups, it doesn't look like this product has gone down at all. I use it quite a lot. Perhaps you can see a little bit more of the metal rim around the edge, but this is one that I think I have said if I don't finish this up by the end of the year, I'm just going to get rid of it because it is surely now well expired. Another powder product is this setting powder from Physicians Formula. This is the Healthy Powder. I have this in the shade LN3. I currently have this in my everyday makeup drawer for September, and I've been reaching for this one a lot. This has been a really nice powder on kind of no makeup days. In September, I have gone back to the physical office after 18 months of working from home. So it's been nice that I've been able to apply makeup a few times a week to go to the office. For me recently with makeup, it's kind of been a bit of all or nothing. If I've been going out for a meal or with friends or anything like that, it's been a full face of makeup, foundation, etc. But then when I've been working from home, it's kind of been brows, mascara, and that's it. So to go to the office was kind of somewhere in the middle, in that I felt like a full face of makeup was going to be too much, but I wanted to get back to wearing eyeshadow and a bit of blush and things, but my face overall felt a bit bare. So it's actually been quite nice to have this powder because it is a tinted powder, and it is one of those products that just kind of just blurs everything and just makes it look a little bit more flawless. I've only ever used this as a setting powder. I've never used it for that purpose before, but it is really nice that I do know I have this in my collection now to reach for, and I just want a little bit of something extra on my face. So I feel like a lot of the progress that has been made with this powder has probably been in the last month, because I've reached for this most days, if I'm honest. And I do believe this was the case from the last update, but there are two kind of ridges in the bottom of the pan, and I do feel like they are protruding slightly more now. I feel like I have made good progress with this. Another setting powder I had in here is this one from Maybelline. This is the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Fair Light. So this is one that I didn't feel like I'd made a lot of progress on it, but it turns out I had. The way I've kind of done it is I've patted it down and then I've drawn lines on the side so you can see where the powder is up to. And I didn't think the line would have moved down hardly at all, if anything. It actually looks like I've made more progress from May to September than I did from January to May. But I don't feel like I've reached for this an awful lot. So perhaps I've been going in a bit more liberally with it and going through it a little bit quicker. But I did make sure to sit it on this side for quite a while. I did pat as much product down as I could to make sure that the line was accurate, and it did seem to be. So this was a nice surprise that I'd gone through more of this than I thought I had. I do seem to have phases when it comes to powder. At the moment, I feel like I'm in more of a pressed powder stage, especially loving that one from Physicians Formula. But it is probably only a matter of time before I want to reach back for loose powders. Next product I have in my project is a toner. This is from Pixi and it is the Retinol Tonic. I have been in a bit of a rut with toners at the moment. I feel like I have been stuck in a rut slightly with toners as of late, and I've not been wanting to reach for that step in my skincare routine. In my Shop My Stash skincare drawers over the past few months, I think I've decluttered a toner each month, but this one has survived the chop. Obviously because it is in my project pan, but because this is the ones that I've liked reaching for the most out of all the ones I had. So I have made quite a bit of progress on this, which again did kind of surprise me because I didn't feel like I'd reach for it that much. I feel like this has been in my Shop My Stash skincare drawer a couple of occasions since my last update, so I have reached for it a few times and I've obviously gone in quite liberally, but it's kind of consistent from my last update, just possibly used it slightly more. This is a really nice toner and one of my favourites. As I say, it survived the chop, not just because it's in this project, but I do need to definitely get back to enjoying toner more and having it in my nighttime routine every night again. Next we have a primer from Stila. This is the One Step Correct Skin Tone Correcting and Brightening Serum. This is a kind of tri-coloured serum which has green for redness, peach for dark circles and spots, and lavender for sallowness. This isn't an absolute favourite product, but I have been making a concerted effort to reach for it when I can. Any slight bits of redness, I do tend to try and reach for this if I'm not wanting to put foundation or overly go in with concealer and things like that, and it has been quite nice for that. Just don't always get the quite right amount of product or right amount of colours that I'm looking for at that one time, because it is predominantly the battling of the redness that I want, and a little bit of dark circles and things, it is predominantly the green. I feel like when the three colours come out together, it is the lavender that tends to kind of go over everything else, which is for sallowness, which I don't think I suffer from, so I don't really need that. So I just never find that I get the consistent amount of colour, and then I end up taking too much of the product, which is possibly why I have made a lot of progress in it, because if I pump out the product and it's not the colour I want, I'll kind of get rid of that and get a little bit more. But I suppose I am still using the product, so even though I am technically wasting it, I think if this wasn't in my project pan, I would have decluttered this one by now. So I would definitely, if this one hasn't been finished by the end of the year, I will be putting whatever's left in the bin, because I just don't use it. It's a bit too gimmicky and a bit too much hard work to use, but at least we made some progress since May. Then we have a concealer in here from Maybelline. This is the Instant Anti-Age Erase Eye. I feel like this has got a few different names. I feel like this is called the Age Rewind or something in the States, but here it's the Eraser Eye. This is one that I think I put in this project because I just wasn't reaching for it, because I had so many other concealers and this was an older one in my collection. One of the main reasons I put it in here was to give it some more love, and also because it's quite easy to gauge how much it's been used. But I've ended up really loving using this product all over again. I'm not the biggest fan of the applicator, if I'm honest, but I really like the consistency of the concealer and I like the tone of it as well. I have this one, I think it's just in the shade Light. Yes, Light. And it is really nice for under the eyes. You don't need too much of this product at all, and sometimes when I wind it up once, I can get a couple of uses out of it. So I didn't think I would have made as much progress as I have done. I suppose once there's no product left in the sponge, you do have to twist it a few times to get more product to come up, so that could be why it goes down quite a lot each time. But this is, again, probably another product because I've had it in my collection for so long and it is probably well and truly expired. If I haven't used it up by the end of the year, I will just get rid of the rest of it. But fingers crossed I can make another decent dent of it before December. And then the final product in my project pan for 2021 is this lip mask. This is the Petal Pout lip mask from Flower Beauty, and this is one of the ones that you twist up. Again, really easy to gauge progress, and this is one that I have used quite a lot throughout the course of the year, and as you can see from the lines, I've been quite consistent. When this is in my everyday makeup drawer, and especially with working from home, this is one that will kind of just sit on my desk and I'll reach for it a few times throughout the course of the day. It is a really nice lightweight lip mask that is just a instant hit of hydration to your lips. It's not overly sticky, it does stay in place on your lips really well. This is one that I probably will reach for more during the winter months, so I do need to make sure to keep sticking it in my everyday makeup drawer. Although I suppose I can just actually reach for it, something doesn't have to be in that makeup drawer for me to use it. It is one that I will just keep on my desk, and I will probably alternate between this and the kind of e.l.f. lip oil to keep my lips hydrated for the few days a week that I am working from home. And hopefully, I don't know if I'll quite get this finished up this year, but I do think I'm going to get pretty close. That is the update on all 10 products in my project pan for 2021. I am really happy that I've made a decent amount of progress with every single product in here, and I am quite confident that I am going to come close to finishing some of them by the end of the year. There are some that I've got no chance to get close to, but at least I've made a good effort. There will be some that I will be getting rid of at the end of the year completely from my collection, but at least I know I've had a really good go at trying to finish them up. But other than that, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks.